Guys, welcome back to another brand new week, and let me warn you right now, what you're about to hear will make you shake your head, maybe even laugh so hard your ribs start complaining. I'm serious, you don't want to scroll past this because today, we are diving into the hottest drama, the kind that Nollywood writers dream about at night, starring none other than Maurice and Power Watts. Now, for weeks, months even, fans have been shipping Maurice and Power Watts like they were the next big power couple of the century. Social media was buzzing, timelines were on fire, and Power was over there, giving all the signals, dropping hints, acting like she had already won the golden trophy of Maurice's heart. You know the type, posting, captioning, making it look like the crown was already hers. But then, the unthinkable happened. Maurice, yes, the same Maurice who Pearl and her fans had been hyping as her man, stepped up in full broad daylight and said the words that sent shockwaves across the internet. He didn't whisper, he didn't slide into DMs, and he didn't have a private chat behind closed doors. No. He went full public, and what he said. Pearl Watts is his travel partner. Travel partner. That's it. Pause for a moment. Let that sink in. A travel partner. Not his woman. Not his boo. Not the queen of his heart. Just a travel partner. I mean, can you imagine? You've been acting like the future Mrs. Maurice, posting pictures, dropping hints, making everyone believe, and then you get slapped in public with the coldest, driest denial ever. Now, let's break this down because this one deserves slow sipping like fine tea. Pearl, in her usual dramatic way, had been living the fantasy. She had her crown on, walking around like she had already conquered Maurice's kingdom. And the man himself. He came along and politely, calmly, but firmly said, "No, my dear, you're just a travel partner." Omo, this is not just a rejection, this is public disgrace, the kind that makes your heart drop and your fans scream at their phones. Think about it. How does a person go from thinking she is a future bride to being called a travel companion? What sort of cruel plot twist is this? I'm asking you guys, have you ever been hyped up so much only for reality to slap you so hard in the face? This is exactly Pearl's moment right now. And the fans, oh, the fans. Pearl's fanbase is currently rolling on the floor in disbelief. Some of them are screaming at their screens, some are blaming Maurice, some are blaming Sonia Yuk fans, and some are probably blaming the news itself. I even wouldn't be surprised if a few are typing angry messages to me, saying it's my fault for narrating this story. But let's be real here. Maurice didn't just suddenly decide to play hard to get. He's a grown man, fully aware of the situation. Some may say he's just being professional, keeping his personal life private, but let's ask the real questions. Why didn't he shut this down months ago? Why did he let Pearl and her fans live in this fantasy world until the drama reached boiling point? Could it be that he was enjoying the attention, the free publicity, while Pearl was busy building castles in the air? And when we say public denial, we're talking full-on, no room for argument. If someone asks, "Is she your woman?" the answer is crystal clear, no, she's my travel partner. That's final. No space for hope, no room for dreams, and definitely no allowance for imagination. Now, let's try to imagine Pearl's perspective. Here she was, acting like the queen of Maurice's world, dropping signals, posting, hinting, smiling at cameras as if she had won the jackpot. And then reality hits her like a wet towel. The crown she's been wearing? Not hers. The title she thought she had? Denied. The love story she imagined? Fiction. And yet, human nature is funny, right? Pearl might still be twisting the story in her head. Maybe Maurice was joking. Maybe he called her a travel partner because he didn't want haters attacking them. Maybe, just maybe, it's all the fault of some over-enthusiastic fans. But let's be honest, Maurice's words are clear, sharp, and final. The term, travel partner, itself is hilarious when you think about it. It sounds like she's running logistics for a company-sponsored tourism project, managing schedules, helping him pack his bags, and making sure he doesn't miss flights. Not the heartthrob of his life. Not the love of his life. Just someone he tolerates during trips. This situation also gives us a fun but harsh life lesson. There are different categories of women in a man's life, and Paul unfortunately has been placed in the lowest one. There's the woman he claims proudly, the woman he manages secretly, and the woman he refuses to claim. And yes, Paul has just been moved to that third category. Publicly. No explanations needed. We can also talk about the irony here. Paul, for all her energy, charm, and dramatic flair, had fans shouting at anyone who doubted her relationship with Maurice. And now, all that hype has come crashing down in the most brutal way possible. It's like cheering for a team that didn't even exist, only to realize you've been celebrating a mirage. But let's take a pause and also acknowledge something positive. Pearl Watts is no small girl. Despite this public slap, she has charisma, energy, and the kind of presence that keeps fans glued to her. The fact that she's still trending after this shows she's resilient, entertaining, and a star in her own right. Meanwhile, Maurice Sam's clarity is something to note. Some people might call it harsh, but honesty is refreshing in a world where everyone loves a little drama and rumor. Maurice made it clear where Pearl stands, cutting through all the assumptions, misunderstandings, and hype. This whole story is also entertainment gold. I mean, let's be real, this is better than a Nollywood drama. Suspense, betrayal, over-the-top emotions, fans losing their minds online. It has everything, and the internet is loving it. Memes are being made as we speak. People are laughing, crying, and gossiping all at the same time. And let's not forget the fan loyalty. Pearl's fans may be confused, but they are still showing up, commenting, and defending her in ways that show the kind of passion and admiration celebrities dream about. That kind of energy cannot be faked, and it proves that Pearl's star power is independent of any man. But the lesson here is deeper than drama. It's about self-respect. It's about knowing your worth. If a man wants you, he will claim you publicly. If he doesn't, words like travel partner are his polite but firm way of saying, step back. Ignoring this can only lead to heartbreak and public embarrassment. And what about Maurice Sam himself? Let's analyze his mind. He's smart, calculated, and probably aware of the chaos this revelation would cause. Did he delay speaking up for publicity? Maybe. Did he enjoy the free hype while Pearl and her fans built castles in the air? Perhaps. But now that the reality is out, he's washed his hands completely, leaving Pearl and her fans to deal with the fallout. Meanwhile, Pearl's reaction behind closed doors. That's a story only she knows. Is she crying into her pillow, asking herself where she went wrong, or is she convincing herself that Maurice is joking? One thing is clear, she's facing one of the most public rejections in recent memory, and the internet is watching every moment. And the fans, oh, the fans. They are hilarious in their chaos. Some are blaming Maurice, some are blaming other fans, some are blaming Pearl herself. A few might even be attacking the messenger for narrating the story. It's chaos, confusion, and entertainment all rolled into one. But let's pause to appreciate the humor here. Travel partner is one of the funniest ways to describe someone who was hyped up as a future spouse. It's like saying, yes, you exist, but only in a logistical capacity. I can almost see Pearl's fans screaming at their phones, what do you mean travel partner? We were promised love. And yet, there's a silver lining. Pearl Watts has star power. She can take this embarrassment and turn it into content, fame, or even a career boost. People love a comeback story, and she has everything it takes to own this narrative in her favor. The situation also teaches patience and observation. Fans should always look for signs. Maurice's lack of public acknowledgement was already a clue. If a man doesn't claim you, it's often a sign. Ignoring the signs leads to exactly what Pearl is facing now. And the suspense isn't over. What will Pearl do next? Will she continue the narrative in her head? Will she accept reality? Or will she take the chaos and turn it into her personal power moment? The internet is waiting, and I, for one, am glued to every update. Meanwhile, the dynamics of celebrity relationships are hilarious. The fans create fantasy worlds, the stars play their cards, and the media narrates the drama. In this case, the combination is explosive, chaotic, and extremely entertaining. And let's talk about Maurice's strategy. Some might call it selfish. Others might call it genius. Either way, he handled it with precision, knowing when to let the fantasy continue and when to cut it off, leaving Pearl and her fans to process the truth in public. Pearl's fans are now experiencing denial, anger, and confusion, all at the same time. Some are fighting invisible enemies online, some are blaming each other, and some are crying into their pillows. It's a storm of emotions, all because of one simple term, travel partner. And while all this is happening, let's also admire the reality check here. Sometimes, life doesn't give you the fairy tale you imagined. Sometimes, you have to face the truth, even if it's messy, humiliating, or painful. Pearl's story is a lesson in reality versus fantasy. The drama also proves that celebrity life is never simple. Every post, every signal, every hint can be misinterpreted. And when reality hits, it hits hard. Pearl is experiencing that firsthand, and the internet can't get enough of it. The humor, the exaggeration, the irony, it's all part of the entertainment. How do you go from imagining wedding plans to being called a travel partner? Only in celebrity land, my people. Only in celebrity land. And yet, despite the embarrassment, Pearl Watts has power. She has fans, charisma, and influence. This moment could define her career, her content, and her public image in a bold, memorable way. Maurice Sam's clarity is also commendable. In a world of vague statements and shady social media hints, he came out and said exactly what he meant. That kind of honesty is rare, even if it hurts. The story also gives fans an opportunity to reflect. Are we shipping fantasy relationships? Are we reading too much into signals? Sometimes, stepping back is the best way to avoid public heartbreak. And let's not forget the entertainment value. This story has suspense, drama, public humiliation, irony, humor, and fan chaos. It's the perfect mix for viral content, memes, and endless discussion. Pearl's potential for a comeback is massive. If she plays her cards right, this embarrassment could become her moment of glory, proving that a strong personality can rise above rejection. Meanwhile, Maurice Sam has shown that sometimes, clarity, honesty, and timing are more powerful than romance. He controlled the narrative, avoided ambiguity, and set the record straight. Fans now are debating endlessly, some still in denial, others finally accepting reality. It's a mix of confusion, loyalty, and entertainment that keeps everyone glued to their screens. And the lesson remains, if a man wants you, he claims you. If he doesn't, words like travel partner are his polite but firm boundary. Ignoring this can lead to embarrassment worse than heartbreak itself. The suspense continues as everyone waits for Pearl's next move. Will she fight the narrative or embrace reality? Will she turn the story into a powerful comeback or let it define her negatively? And through all this, one thing is clear, the story is hotter than Nollywood, juicier than any online rumor, and more entertaining than most reality TV shows combined. Fans, get your popcorn ready because this saga isn't over. Pearl's next move, Maurice's reaction, and the social media fallout will continue to dominate discussions. In the end, the situation is a wild, funny, dramatic, relatable lesson about fame, relationships, fantasy, and reality. So guys, let's not deceive ourselves. Maurice Sam didn't just deny Pearl Watts, he reminded everyone about reality, boundaries, and honesty in the most public way possible. And Pearl Watts. She's still a star, still entertaining, and still capable of turning this embarrassing moment into a legendary comeback. So here's the takeaway, if a man wants you, he will claim you. If he doesn't, he will find polite but firm ways to show you your place. And for all of us watching, grab your popcorn, learn the lessons, and enjoy the show. If you love juicy gist like this, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with everyone who needs a reality check in their life. Stay tuned, because the story is far from over, and trust me, the next chapters will be even juicier.